So here's an interesting stat to kick it off. I have edited the 5 previous episodes that we've done to date, and each one I introduce us by saying how good the opening jingle is. I do that 5 different times, and so I was like, what am I going to say when we get on live? And I was like, can't mention the jingle, although I like, just for everyone's awareness, that is a royalty-free, no purchase necessary clip. How good is that for something that's completely free that we can use over and over? We didn't have to phone up Travis and the other two from Blink-182 and said, can you make us a jingle? We just went to pixabay.com and got ourselves a lovely free sound clip. So this episode today is brought to you by Pixabay. Images, videos, and sounds for free. If we don't get any royalty payments off that, I don't know what else we have to do. Callie, hello. How are you, my friend?
I'm sad that we didn't get to do an episode when we were in person, but once again, I'm not surprised that we thought we could do something and then didn't have time for it.
Well, here's the rub of it, right? So both for Disrupt HR Green Bay and Disrupt Minneapolis, we've gone, I tell you what, on the morning of the event, why don't we just record an episode live? And both times we have run out of time. Like, lesson learned, if we're going to do it, either do it the day after or do it the day before, because clearly the day of, it's never going to happen.
We did talk about doing it the day before at one point. Yeah, and then we found other stuff that we needed to do to, host a happy hour for people to come and hang out with us.
Oh yeah, we were blowing up balloons. That was it. So this is our first podcast out post Disrupt HR Minneapolis, where me and Callie were on stage in front of 350 people making
just a couple
cool stuff. I said
a couple HR VPs and CHROs. No big deal.
I know, right? What an event! And if you don't follow Callie on LinkedIn or follow Disrupt HR Minneapolis St. Paul on LinkedIn, go over and have a look, because Callie is doing an event a year today. It is a year today that Disrupt HR Minneapolis St. Paul is going to happen in the most incredible venue I think a Disrupt HR event has been done in. So kudos to you, doing amazing things. And I can't wait to come back over and do it again. And we will, I think we should get one of the speakers of that event and do a live podcast ep with them. I think that's what we do. And that can be like the pre-networking thing that we do.
So I won't name him directly, but the person that we talked about being there who has been formally asked, maybe we can put some pressure on and get him committed.
Does he have a beard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I know who you're talking about. Beardy man, if you're watching and listening, hello. You've got
no pressure.
No pressure, but do it. We're already doing an ep with him, are we not? He's like, okay.
We're keeping this anonymous, Toby.
Okay, fine. All right, well, let's move on.
Who he is, who may also be on this show at some point.
It could be any number of men in HR that there are very little of being on our podcast. Anyway, I don't think he's even in HR, really, is he? That said, we're talking about a future guest where we should be talking about our incredible guest that we have today, all the way from Arizona, which is a lot closer to Callie than it is to me, but even then it's not that close. We have Holly Norton.
Yay! Hey. Hi! Oh my gosh. So October 15th, 2026?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
You booked your flights yet?
Well, I got to be there. I have to be there.
You kind of do.
I really, really have to be there. And so that's good to know. So we can plan our disrupts on different times.
Yeah. Don't plan yours on the same day. So it's funny. I was with Toby last week, and now I'll be with Holly next week. Amazing.
I know. Next week.
That's very cool.
Next Tuesday, cool. She'll be here. I'm so excited.
Disrupt in the desert, as they should. Do you call it that? That's a good name for it. Disrupt in the desert.
I'm going to write that down, Toby. Thank you. And the jingle is amazing. I was jamming out. So now if we,
this is just to bring you back to the early 2000s.
And you guys look rad. I swear.
I love that you use the word rad. Yes, we've got a cool person. No, everybody's been on, but like you're uber cool because you're now using early 2000s terminology. Cool beans. Let's crack on.
Amazeballs.
Amazing.
I was reminded of that. It was like, we don't need to revive that one.
No.
Oh, dear me.
Like,
Callie, we didn't have like our usual pre-chat where we kind of go, which order are we going to ask the questions in? Do you want to ask the first question? Let's launch it.
Sure.
Shall we launch into it and you can ask the first one?
Yeah, well, because we're starting from the beginning, we have to hear about your best worst interview experience.
There's so many, and I'm just gonna talk about me and what I did. There was no guidelines or any railings on this. I can
you can do whatever you want.
It's a doozy, and
we don't believe in rules, so we're excited to hear where you go with it.
I just started my career, and I went to an interview and thought, okay, it's going to be, what do you want to do in 5 years? All of that. I got hit with, if you were an animal, what would you be and why? And you guys, I didn't even take a beat. I just said a panther. And then I went on to say that they're majestic and mysterious, and they've got these beautiful, they're slick, their hair, they've got these amazing, majestic eyes, and they just look and are like lurking in the jungle. And I just kept on going and going and going. So breakdown is, I basically said that I'm a narcissistic stalker that is ready to lurk and pounce on my prey. So, I mean, it just was like, I couldn't recover from it. And I just kept on talking. I mean, a wise owl didn't come out. A golden retriever didn't come to mind. So, I don't know if that's my HR spirit animal. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say spirit animal anymore, because I'm offending someone. But it just went from bad to, and I couldn't recover. I just could not recover from it.
Well, you're like the least narcissistic person. You are so giving. So to have it go that direction.
It went so south. And I was like, at the time, my hair was darker and I've got blue eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, I just sound horrific. I'm sneaky. I'm like stalking and ready to pounce. It was bad. It was like really bad.
Is that like the out of body experience?
I don't know. I just couldn't stop myself. It was just like the rails and the train. It was just gone. I was completely, it was bad. But I do love the question. I don't do it in interviews. I don't do it in interviews. And I'm going to stick by my panther.
Okay, so I was going to ask you the question again. Is like, would you still answer
panther? I'm going to like rephrase it that, they definitely have their place, and they're actually a jaguar, and they're kind of the king of the jungle too.
That's a much better answer than the one you gave originally.
A wise owl, I could have gone with that. There's so many things, but it's so telling when you ask somebody that, I love it when people say a lion. I'm like, oh, really? But then you hear like some people will say like a dolphin, and they'll know so much about like the dolphins and their soulmates and their mammals. And it's a really good question. So
tell me what animal.
I was going to ask you first. So I rabbit is what I usually go with.
Okay.
Do I have to give a reason, or could I just say rabbit and then move on? Or do you want an explanation? Because I've never had to explain it before.
Yeah, because I would never go, Toby, you're a rabbit.
I was born in the year of the rabbit. With my Chinese zodiac sign is a rabbit, so there's that. Aren't rabbits just like super cute? Like they have these big ears. I just think I'm super cute. They're very inoffensive. They're super cute. Nobody hates rabbits either. Everyone wants a rabbit as a pet. This is not a load of good reasons, but a rabbit.
See? Do you see what I mean?
It's harder than it looks.
It's hard. And then, okay, what if rabbits are in your yard and eating your stuff? I mean, It's a very hard question. Callie, come on. What do you got?
It is a hard question. I think it's a hard question. I feel like I've never been asked this question, or I don't remember it anyway. And off the top of my head, I'm going to pick a hippo because they just do whatever they want to. And like the fact about how they're vegetarians, but they just are one of the most deadly creatures because they just charge humans and do their own thing. Like, don't mess with a hippo. I want to be someone you don't mess with, but also a vegetarian.
Are you vegetarian?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, I need to know for my meal prepping this week.
Just like someone left to their own devices, right? Like, just let me do my thing. Don't get in the way.
You could be a honey badger, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I didn't have time to prepare for this question.
I didn't have time either. That's what I'm saying. It just went off the rails, and yeah. So
also been watching a lot of videos of a pygmy hippo called, what is his name?
The one in Thailand.
Mars. His name is Mars, and so they sing Mars Attacks as they try to like pick him up and bring him places. But he's a heavy hippo, so I'm gonna blame a recency effect on why I picked hippo. But fair Mars enough. Is adorable. Check him out.
So, who wins in a fight between a hippo, a rabbit, and a panther? I think the rabbit gets taken out of the equation pretty swiftly. So it is a hippo versus a panther. Who wins?
I think hippos are like one of the most deadly creatures on Earth, aren't they? Or like to humans, maybe. Maybe it's just to humans. I'm messing up the fact now.
I don't know. We're gonna have to Google that.
Yeah, I think that we've now uncovered the reason why we don't do an animal-based podcast, because we know nothing about animals. We've talked ourselves about its animals and not really been able to do a great job. Well, myself in particular. G is with us, so hello, G.
I'm just going to remind you really quickly about the time that I said I could lead a safari, and here I am like, I don't know, here's a random fact that I'm misremembering.
You can point at a hippo and say, this is a hippo. Like, I think that's all the safari is, isn't it? I belittle drummers, as future guest Steve Fulger has told me. I have belittled drummers, and now I'm going to belittle people who do safaris. It's just like, there's a lion. Like, it's literally like reading a book to a kid. There's a lion, there's a jaguar.
Animal.
Animal. There's an animal. There's an animal eating an animal. There's an animal asleep. There's a tree. There's an animal underneath the tree. Have you had any other bad
It might need to be one of your questions.
Maybe
next season.
I think we can move swiftly on to our next question.
Let's move on.
What is your favorite animal? No. Tell us about your worst boss ever.
There's so many. It's a tough one. It's really a tough one, but I had a CEO, and it's so hard. I'm not looking to get sued here.
Our advice is don't use names, locations, or times.
I don't want anyone to go back and look at my timeline, so I'm going to keep it high level. He had a tendency to ice you out. If he didn't like you, if you pissed him off, he would just do an ice out and like you were dead. It's pretty hard when you report to the CEO. I lasted 4 years before I got the ice out. And I got the ice out. And we were going through a sale. We were selling the business. And I had legal. I had to communicate. He didn't return my texts. He wouldn't return my emails. It was insane. So the lack of communication and his conflict skills, and we all made fun of it. We called it whatever his last name is, and we called it the ice out. So I was one of the ones that lasted the longest without getting the ice out, but it wasn't very convenient to get iced out during the sale of our company. Yeah.
Did anyone get iced out and then thawed out? Like he then turned back round and went, actually, I like you again?
And no one can recover from the ice out. Nobody's come back. We
we had someone, I can't remember who it was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, that kind of just was like the most quotable person. Like everything they said was like on a t-shirt. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things you need on the t-shirt is like, no one can recover from a nice out.
Nope, not this one. And it really flows well with the last name, but I'm not looking to get sued because I know I did sign some paperwork.
Did they know that was their name behind their back, or was it to their front?
I think I said it. I was like, I'm not gonna put up with like we need to sell this business, and then I would make decisions, and I would get sometimes, who made this decision? And I'm like, I did.
Someone had to respond to the email.
Somebody had to keep this acquisition going. So yeah.
So did you remain in Ice Out until
It's a good year. It was a good year until I did that. Yeah.
It lasted a year?
Well, I had to sell the company and get paid. You know?
And money's a strong motivator for stuff like that, I suppose.
And I wanted to make sure that the transition went well for all of the employees.
Huh.
I got an exit plan, I had an exit strategy. And we just kept on doing what I had to do.
How many, by the time you kind of left, how many people were on Ice Out?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, the fact that you had to go, oh goodness, and try and think about it, it wasn't like one or two, it was like 20 or 30 people.
Yes. I mean, he just would 100% act like you did not. I mean, thank goodness people were remote and we weren't all in the same building. But yeah, it's a little easier to be remote and iced out.
I remember once when I was 16, I had my best friend, we were supposed to be going to a music festival together, and then he said he wasn't going to go, and I iced him out. But I was a teenager, and I got over it and moved on, and he was, to date, I think the only person I truly iced out. I iced out another person for a day, and then I had a conversation with them and sorted it out. So I think it comes with maturity that you stop doing that in at least your early 20s at the very latest. So I imagine
what? I think he started the cancel culture. It's all coming together here.
He's ground zero for cancel culture. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a shame that we can't ask you any more questions to find out who it is, because I tell you what, once we're off air, you can tell us, and then me and Callie will go and have a good look.
I'll tell you the last name, and it's so good.
No, you can't do it. Don't tell us. Oh, you're going to tell us last name off the. Yeah, don't say
off
it
air, off record. But you have to sign a non-disclosure, please.
Oh, that's fine. We will do that. In my head, he's called Mr. Frosty or something like that, like the drinks machine. You don't have. You have like slushies, isn't it? The kind of the ice drink, Mr. Slushy, like something to do. Anyway, let's not play this game. Well, we're playing hot libel water.
You really want the T-shirt, Toby.
Now all I've got in my head, and then we'll go to the next question, Callie, is okay. Did you ever watch that Batman film where Arnold Schwarzenegger was like an Iceman?
Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze.
Isn't that the thing? That's a character, right? It's a...
Yeah. But he used to have like these like weird faces like, cool off and stuff like that. And now I imagine the CEO walking around like Arnold Schwarzenegger going, time to take an ice bath or something like that, that you would. Okay, so essentially we've now personified this CEO as a DC Comics villain. Good. Sounds about right, to be honest.
Yeah.
Callie, take us to the next question.
Yeah, and maybe he's involved in this one. Tell us about your worst training course experience.
So, ironically, it was a course on how to have training not suck.
Did they sing and dance?
No, there was no ditties. There was no ditties, but it was basically about having it structured to everyone's learning style and everybody's time and when it's convenient. And I'm like, how is this going to work? Am I supposed to do a one-on-one with all of these people that are supposed to go through training? And it was so based on their aesthetic and when I mean, okay, if we have mandatory training, you want me to coddle like 150 different learning styles like that? It just, the whole time, I'm like, this is the worst training and advice I've ever gotten, ever. I understand like the point of it, and everybody learns differently, and there's gaming and there's all of these things, but I need to get people trained. I mean, would you like me to come at your house at 10 a.m. because you're your best self at that time? I just didn't get it. Just do it when it's convenient for you and when you're feeling your best, lovely, whatever you want to do self.
So was this like an in-person training that you went to, like taught by a person, or were you like shoved in front of a video? Because that would be fun.
It was shoved in. It was video, and then the aesthetics was not pleasing to me. And I wanted to say, like, it was driving me crazy. And it was all about your presentation. And if some people want to do it on their tablet and their phone, and like, I couldn't zoom in. I was on my phone, and it was the worst. The worst. Like, I don't get the point. Like, I understand accommodating, but talk about, how is that even reality?
I have a real bugbear with like any training video, right? Because the test of any good video, regardless of how long or short and topic, is like, could you put it on YouTube and would it get over, I don't know, 1,000 views? Like, that's how you know it's a useful video that people need and want. And it sounds like if you were to put that video on YouTube, it would just like pass everyone by. No one would care about it. And I think that's symptomatic of most training, right? Is that most training that people do or push out is like, no one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit. And I can't believe that they spent so much time making it so horrible. They were talking, I'm like, this is nonsense. Like, how is this going to be effective? And how can I take this into the workforce if I need to accommodate everybody's time and when they're going to absorb what I'm saying?
Was it just like one person in the video just talking to the camera, or was it like a group of people? Like, are we talking about like this?
I don't even think she was like on even the side. It was PowerPoint.
Oh, so it's like literally someone just talking over a PowerPoint
and showing slides and saying that it needs to be mobile friendly so people can do it on. It was like,
I think it needs to be human friendly so people don't want to throw their phone into a river.
But if I'm like, hey, do it on, who's going to do it? Do it on your timeline. What works best for you? It's mandatory.
How long was it? How long did it take to do?
I think I stopped.
You didn't even finish the training.
I'm going to be honest. I was like, oh God. Moving on. But I just can't believe that the training was how to make a presentation not suck, and it sucked. Sorry.
I mean, like, that's such an own goal. You don't own goal. Like, you. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out in my head, does the term own goal scan in
if
America?
you're doing it on your phone, which that's my life, but and you want to, I couldn't zoom in, I couldn't see it. She was talking about aesthetics, all of this. It was bizarre. The font, I think it was like New Times Roman or something, to go away. That's legally stuff and it should like go away forever. It was bad. It was bad.
I also think this is the first time we've had like some digital training in response to this question. Everyone talks about like these sucky in-person experiences, but it's nice for you to bring a different format. Genuinely, like giving me spine tingling ick thinking about even ask to do that. Like the hypocrisy of kind of going, here's some presentation skills trade, like how to do great presentations, but I'm not going to do a great presentation.
I mean, yeah.
I appreciate you bringing font choice into the equation. I feel like
Yeah.
that's something we just gloss over too much. Font choice matters.
Font choice
Well,
100% matters. That's the first thing that people know when they get on my team. If you use the Roman New Times, it could be grounds for a write-up.
Now, here's a question: is it Times New Roman or New Times Roman? I never know. Callie, you're a font
Times
person.
New Roman.
Times New Roman or Comic Sans. Do not be using Comic Sans around me at all.
I took a class called Writing for the Sciences, and everything that the professor provided was in Comic Sans. And I was like, are you trying to get me to complain and freak out?
Where does Comic Sans get used? Like even a play group or a nursery or whatever, it's like out of place. Like, it still doesn't work. It doesn't help you communicate information in any sort of way.
It still exists. Like, I hope that it's just been deleted from the Microsoft default.
That's how I feel strongly about the New Times Roman Times, whatever. That's how I feel very, very strongly, because I know it's going to be legalese. I know I'm going to be served with something. It's something I don't want.
How do you feel about Calibri?
Calibri is a good font.
I think it's a default. A default.
It is a default. Times New Roman used to be, though.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
And then computers are invented because we got rid of typewriters. I know this is an important topic for Callie, and so much so that I reserved like half an hour of my trip over to Minneapolis to see her to say, what font do you want in this video? Because I know it's important to you and I will make the wrong choice. So I am very aware that I'm not saying I'm a massive
tabled this conversation. We must have this 30-minute hash out.
Like before I do anything, like before I even finish this video, let's figure the font out. And we figured it out. Well, we had a very good conversation about fonts.
Girl after my own heart.
and the video just has Comic Sans font in it. No, it doesn't. Okay, next question, Holly Norton. What has been your worst first day at work?
Worst first day was I was hired in a local company here in North Scottsdale, and the CFO was CFO of the year. He was going to be my boss, and he was self-appointed himself CEO, and also paid. He paid to be CEO of the cover, so you know those play to pay. So
yeah, got it.
Yeah, so that seemed impressive to me until I found out that I walked in. There was no one at the front desk, the receptionist, on my first day. The CFO came in at 8:45, and the phone kept on ringing. And then he showed me to my office. The person that had left, the HR leader that had left prior, hadn't been there for 2 months. I was told that everything was running smoothly. They had 500 employees in different states, and everything was running smoothly. The CFO showed me in my office, and it was close to the receptionist area. So it was the first office, and said he let me get settled. And my phone kept on ringing. Like, I kept on ringing over. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And I said, how is my phone like ringing? I don't know anyone. And they said I should be answering the phone. It's going to roll over to me. I'm the I'm the churro. I'm the chief human resources officer. And they wanted me to answer the phone. I'm like, I'm the worst. I don't know anyone. How would I really redirect a call to anyone? And it just went from bad to really bad. And it's not, I mean, obviously it's not on my resume because I was there for 2 weeks. And I was like, I need out late. It was awful. It was awful.
Wait,
So I
so,
got totally sold. I got sold about it. I'm like,
so
yeah, I mean, I had the salary. I'm coming in as the top person. And then payroll didn't report to me. It reported to accounting. It was supposed to have 2 staff. They were gone. And it was a nightmare. They hadn't done anything for 2 months.
They had 500 employees and they had a team of 3 that was really 0.
0 because everyone had left.
Still, 3 seems really light for 500 people, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like that alone.
But
Ugh.
if payroll is over in accounting.
That's fair.
Having the role vacant, like not filled for 2 months, and thinking, nah, it'll be fine, it'll sort itself out. Like, is a little bit of a red flag.
Gonna have the phones roll over to me.
We were a receptionist / CHRO.
A churro.
I like. I've not heard it called a churro. Like I
had somebody ask me. They're like, "What's a churro?" And I'm like, "A CHRO." I'm like, "That's a chief HR officer." I think it's a ridiculous name and ridiculous title. So I prefer churro.
It's a fried donut stick covered in cinnamon sugar.
Exactly. I think I don't know. It's just
like. I was told that I was a super Shermie by someone because of having the SCP, and now Shermie is just my favorite because I feel like it fits for so many reasons.
We call people Shermies a lot too. Let's not go down that road. I've got an event coming up, and I don't need to ostracize. We like to be all inclusive, but never mind.
I gotta say it now. So the event that we ran last week, myself and Callie ran it. I just rocked up for the final furlong. Someone said, "Do we get Sherm credits for this event?" I went, "No. Why would you want those?" But I said, "I do know a Disrupt event down in Phoenix that if you go to that one, you will get Sherm credits." And they said they were too fast.
Sherm. We do HRCI. We're original.
If they show up in Phoenix next week, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah, they're going to be really annoyed that they didn't get the show credits that I promised them. They said it was all right. They didn't.
They can just make up something and they'll take it.
Well, I said, like, can I just write you a note? Could I just write this person deserves 3 show? I don't even know how this system works in the States. But anyway, for those listening,
we do give HRCI credits. So
are they better? Are they worth more per credit? Like $1 per credit? Is it like a loyalty scheme?
No, it's not paid to play.
Oh, it's all very confusing. Then this is just so you get your recertification, right, at the end of the year. Yeah,
right.
You've got to get so many credits.
You don't have to belong to an organization, and you just get recertified.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, I'm now figuring a way as I can get credits just for fun because it sounds like Pokemon.
Other than being the CHRO / receptionist, what is the...
Oh, it was just everything. I had people lined up. I was like 1-800 call Holly. And people were just waiting and waiting and waiting. I had a little ticket thing at the post office.
Did you really?
No, I needed it though. I really didn't.
For those people listening, do not try and call 1-800 call Holly because that number does not exist. And if it does, it's probably
you're going to get hung up and you're not going to get transferred because I don't even know anybody to transfer. I'm like, what? I'm on a phone list. I'm the worst. No. So very quickly.
So what was that was my segue, was other than being the receptionist, while also being the head, C-suite HR officer,
And
what's
then
the
having
worst
to hire.
thing?
Pardon? Yeah. And then have to hire. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
What is the worst thing you've been asked to do at work?
I mean, HR is basically clean up on
Just
aisle
HR.
5, 6. It comes with the territory. I've been asked to do a ton of unglamorous things. Definitely not sexy. And this isn't the worst thing I've ever been asked to do. It just sticks out in my mind. And trust me, I'm not this raging feminist at all. But we decided it was kind of a startup, and we decided to do executive team meetings. I happen to be the only female. Like I said, I'm not this raging feminist that's going to be all about the gender stuff. I'm not going to get into it. But the president said, Holly, you want to take notes? And I was like, what? I go, no, I want to participate. Do you want to take notes?
Nice.
And there he was trying to take notes. And trust me, I'm sure I had better handwriting. I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt, but why would they come and he asked a question like, oh, would you like to? Yeah, no, I don't want to take notes.
Like it's a gift. Like,
It
here
was
you
a
go.
gift. I'm like, oh, but they didn't ask the operations person. They didn't ask, see. So it irked me.
I mean, rightly so. Like,
Why are you looking at me?
now it's hard because is it a HR thing or a gender thing to be asked to do notes?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're a double whammy. You were both, right? So they probably went, maybe she wants to take twice as many notes as a result because she
wants
in HR.
documentation, right? I need documentation. No, I was like, no, I'd like to participate and not take notes. I mean, that wouldn't be a thing now, right? We just have AI and a note taker. But yeah, I just thought it was really telling. I did make a mental note.
To not like that person.
I did make a mental note of who was assuming.
We have committed a cardinal sin. We have been avoiding the chat, and we have chat.
We have chat. Who's in chat?
G.
No, I said G is a butterfly. I talked about G already.
Oh, okay.
Where did I not say that, or did I just say it in my head? But G said she would be a butterfly. That's what she said, right? I think in chat she said she'd be a butterfly when we're talking about the animal stuff.
Did you say? I don't remember any talk about butterfly.
Did I struck out?
Because
I don't read either.
Maybe I just read it and went, oh yeah, I think I said that. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I just feel bad. I was like, oh my gosh, she's commented multiple times, and here we are just going on. If Toby's responding in his head, I guess.
I'm going to listen back to the recording because I swear I said hi to G and I
think he said G's here, and then I didn't see butterfly.
I maybe was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and moved on.
Oh, well, sorry, G. I hope you're still tuned in after we apparently all ignored you. But
a butterfly would be good. A butterfly's good.
Well, she said she loves catching the three of us today, and she said it's too much fun. But it also depends, if she stopped listening now and won't respond, then it obviously didn't get any funner, so she might have left. But she did say some stuff. Sorry, G. If you're listening on catch up, we apologize. And we should get her on. She's fun. She's
great.
Great chat. Absolutely.
Love it.
So the next question, I think we already had the answer. It's what's an easy change that would have made a huge difference at work? I think in that instance, having an AI tool available to do the notes would have avoided any of the sexist looking down your nose at HR kind of conversation. So other than AI note takers, what would be the biggest thing that would make a change in the world of work?
2 words. Just 2 words is thank you.
That is like literally the best answer we've
I
had.
was hoping you were going to say ice out.
I thought you were going to say, fuck you.
Fuck you.
We should just make it okay to say fuck you in the workplace, because no
You
one
know
says
what?
it enough.
That would be amazing balls too. My goodness, no. If people could just, it's the easiest thing, and leaders don't understand. It's free, and it's not. It doesn't take time. It's easy, and if you could just say, thank you, I appreciate you, and obviously you're getting paid to do your job, it would make the culture and HR's job so much easier. You know, I have thank you notes that I handwrite and leave and give, and if we could do it, it's the easiest cost-effective thing we can do, you know.
In a world where we throw money at perks and comms plans and engagement strategies and event days, it is the biggest thing I see time and time again that people miss. And like you said, it's like, I mean, even the way you just said it, it's like, it's just 2 words, just thank you. And if you just did that more, like, I am just thinking back to all the times I've been super pissed off at my bosses at work, and like, you never said thank you at any point.
They have a hard time. Some leaders have a very hard time with saying those words, and it's free, it's cost effective, and it can make all the difference in the world. So I feel like I kind of went way up, and now I'm taking it like way way down. But I mean, you're welcome, everyone. But I think
this is the thing you both do super well. So you both organize, for those who don't know, you both organize like these Disrupt HR events in 2 very different parts of the United States. And like in both instances, so this time last year, I spoke at Callie's event, and then 2 or 3 days later, Holly, I spoke at your event.
Yeah.
And I could not be more humbled by like the shows of appreciation that you both did for me to do that. And I was like, well, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, but you were also so thankful for me even like to prepare a talk and do a talk on stage. And I was like, this is, I've never had that level of gratitude, and it made me feel great. Like, it's like, you know what, regardless of how well I thought my talk went or anything like that, is like, you know, someone appreciated the effort I put into it. And so, well, thank you both for hosting such great events and doing that. But you go the extra. Now this is where I like, you go the extra mile in like recognizing that. But actually, is it the extra mile, or is it just what a decent human should be doing anyway?
I feel like it's just something that's been ingrained in me, like that's just what we do. I mean, my family's from British Columbia, so we're the teddy bears of Canada, and you know, we say that we're sorry all the time, and but we just know to thank people and to not honk at people and use your horn. And it's just like human. It's so easy, and I don't even understand why people don't have that ingrained, and that my child has it ingrained in him.
We could do a whole podcast on trying to unpack why people don't say thank you enough. I think
leaders, though, I feel like there's a level of leaders that just can't take a minute to recognize, and they have a hard time thinking. I don't want you to be insincere. I don't want you to like
because you can't overdo it.
You can overdo it, and you can tell if someone's sincere or not. So like genuinely being thankful and grateful because your people, you know, they're your best asset. They're selling, they're working for you. They're adults and you've hired them. So trust them and appreciate them.
Toby, we talked about this when we were together. It's like there's so many situations at work where the lines of what's appropriate, what's not appropriate get blurred because there's a paycheck involved.
Right.
And I think that's a huge portion of why it gets missed is, well, you're getting paid to do it. Yeah, but I still went above and beyond what I should have done for the amount of money you're paying me and the amount of gratitude you express.
But the thing I was going to say, there's like an Australian CEO who came out a number of years ago. And it's like, well, I'm not going to treat my people well because I pay them. I pay them, and therefore it's like, well, that's not a.
Well, give me 5 things that you did this week. I mean, do we want leaders like that? They're gonna have to spend time doing that. It's a joke. Like, if you hire the employees, trust them, and you know they're a part of your organization.
Yeah, it's so weird because like I was thinking then, okay, where else is there like a transaction of like cash and services? It's like, well, it's like a customer relationship, right? And so we thank customers all the time. We are appreciative for customers, and like we say thank you. We go the extra mile because like, well, you're giving us money, so we should be happy. We should be really grateful. But because an employee doesn't give an employer money, but gives them a hell of a lot of time, thought, and effort, all of a sudden that's worth less than money. Mm-hmm. That seems, well, it's indicative of a particular part of society, I guess. But
I find myself thinking, any type of worker for being nice. I'm like, it's rare now, and I'm like, well, thank you for being so great, and don't even get me on the tipping. Don't get me started on tipping. I'm like, okay, I just self-served myself, and you want a tip.
Yeah, and then you add in the dynamic.
When we're talking about transactional, it's like, okay, and then you feel shamed. I feel tip shamed. If I'm like, they're like, oh, there's a couple questions you need to answer. Do you want to round up? Do you want to give to charity? I'm like, I have a charity. It's called my son. So that seems like it's getting a lot more transactional with customer service too.
Interesting. Yeah, as a British person who was just over in the States, and your tip culture is way, way different to ours. I was like, why do these computers keep asking me to tip them? I don't want to tip a computer. Like, this makes no sense.
Exactly. So that's a whole different subject, but don't get me started on I felt like I get bullied into tipping.
Okay, well, that's a whole new podcast episode there in just tipping.
Hi, Manny. Manny's
in. Hey,
Manny's in the house.
Good to see you, man. Sorry, when you said Manny, the last post I saw of Manny was him in the gym, and boy, does that boy have some shoulders on him. Just like, I do not have shoulders that look like that. Nor does most normal human beings. He's like a Greek god. But anyway, we'll move on from.
I took Manny and we went shopping together, and I got him a sports coat. I picked one out, and he's like, "That's not going to fit me." And I'm like, "Try it on." He does have some guns.
Hello, Manny, and the Gun Show. Lovely to see you, my friend.
Gun Show. Shout out, Manny.
Cool. Callie, what's the next question?
Yeah. So, what is a reoccurring nightmare you've had, literal or figurative, based on scary work experiences?
Oh, I've had literal and like I've had both. I have payroll nightmares. Like it's not my jam. I have a reoccurring nightmare that I don't pass algebra sometimes when I'm stressed or feel, not so grounded. But payroll is my horror movie, especially for the spooky season. And I had to help a client do so I literally, and I can feel it in my heart right now. It's starting to, my blood pressure is starting to elevate a little. I had to help a client do a conversion, and I would go into her, I would tune into her desktop, and she had a whole bunch of jelly beans as her wallpaper. It was just all jelly beans. And so I'm trying to look at, in the system she had, Toby, you might be aware of what DOS is. Do you know what DOS?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Callie is probably like, it was like a DOS thing. Like it was ridiculous. And weekly would go in, and we had 4 payrolls to do, and we had to try to get her off this archaic system. And I feel like I see jelly beans sometimes. In not a good way. Like her whole thing, I had to tell her, like, got to change that background. I'm developing a sugar-related trauma here. And I love gummy bears, so it's the jelly beans. It's a visual.
Have you eaten jelly beans since?
No, gummy bears, yes, but no. And it's honestly, when I feel off kilter, I do have a recurring jelly beans. I had to tell her, take it off. It's like, it was so hard to focus. I mean, we're talking about fonts. Could you imagine the wallpaper and then our little thing that we're working on? And it was awful. So yeah, it's true. The trauma is true.
I don't think we're going to get another person respond with jelly beans as the answer to the recurring nightmare, but I'm here for it.
Well, I'm not your average person.
That was also very, very true. So we come to the last question, the bonus question that we ask. We have a kind of fastest lap, Top Gear wall leaderboard of what's the longest commute you've ever had? And this has to be, there are some rules here. It has to be a regular
commute. Can we get back to coworkers? Coworkers from hell?
Oh, right. So we didn't tell you this. Everybody, apart from our last guest, actually, everyone else has kind of gone, I don't want to answer that. So this is the bonus question that if you want to do a coworker from hell, be our guest, but most people opt out of it.
You guys, this is great. This is a great one. So I really, honestly, do feel like I can get along with most. It just comes with the territory, being in HR and hopefully being adaptable to different personalities. I will say the engineer, accounting type, I don't always gel, because I am a little cool mind, and they tend to not be as vocal as I am. And so I find myself filling up the gaps with yapping.
And they're also called bean counters, and you don't like jelly beans, so there's this kind of whole
there's like a bean
nightmare thing.
Yes, so we need to really start writing down our taglines for our t-shirts. But I did work in a company, and my office was right by the call center, and they didn't realize when I was being that stalker, right? I was that panther, and they didn't realize when I would be in my office or not, because I was kind of tucked in, being that voyeurism panther and listening. But oh my gosh, it was so. Have you ever been in a call center type environment?
Yeah.
I honestly wanted to start. I started like jotting things down to do cubicle etiquette. There's some crazy stuff that goes on in cubicles. And there was belching. They would have a belching contest, and then they would have a scale. I would hear this like huge sound. And I'm like, what is going on? What is that? And then all of a sudden I'd hear 8. So there was a scoring. Yes, they would score like the belches. It's true. See, I couldn't skip this one.
It's not just one person. It was a whole group of
I'm like, is this? No, they all were on board. It was huge. It was, and they were like, oh, that was a good one. And they just let them rip. Belching. Burps.
The thing I have is, the problem I have is, how do you rate a burp or a belch, right? Because you can do it for loudness, but
I
then
didn't know. Like, I was going to interview them. Because I was serious about doing a cubicle etiquette for HR professionals. Like,
yeah,
it was a thing. I was starting a field guide, and I was really wanting to make sure that everyone that decorated their cubicles only had one picture per family member. You know, because it was all messy and like I don't. But I mean, if you're going to work in a cubicle for 8 hours, you got to make it.
Yeah.
You got to make it homey. I couldn't do it. But yeah, great stuff goes on in cubicles.
Well, this is the weird thing, right? So all the call centers that I've worked in here in the UK, they were open plan. So they didn't have cubicles. They just had desks and they could see each other and all that kind of stuff.
How do you work like that? I mean, I just think, and you know, for the love of all HR, wear your headphones. You know, wear your headset.
That's like being next to sales and you have like which person is trying to drown out every other salesperson when they're all doing that. Rough.
What do you think? You got to digest. You have to digest this, don't you? I think I can see your wheels turning.
Well, no, like, I'm honestly.
Like, the belching contest. No, they have.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, like, because there is like loudness, there is bass, there is like
there's bass.
you know, you can measure a belch for a whole, you know, length as well. Like, is it a long one? Is it? I just would
hear this, and I'm like, what? And then I hear 8, 7. I'm like. What's going on?
Again, the ice. Well, we come full circle, right? Because the first thing you mentioned, the first answer to the question we talked about being iced out by someone who'd not been matured and turned up to work and was icing people out like a teenager. And I think now we've come full circle, like I say, and you know, belching competitions are something you do as a teenager. Look, I'm going to hold my hands up. I've done belching competitions with my friends, but I did them about 28 years ago, not like yesterday.
Everybody was okay with it. Everybody was all in.
The fact there's a scoring system. Was there any sort of like documented leaderboard or like sticker chart or did anyone have like an award for like the best belch?
No,
that's what I'd have done. I'd have gone in as a HR team.
I was nosy, but yeah, I was nosy, but I was really trying to like block it out. But I did write it down, and I'm like, is this really corporate America?
Yes, it is.
It certainly was. It certainly was.
Make your own fun.
Wow. Okay, so then we come to the bonus question, or just the bonus question. Longest commute. We're going to see where you rank in the longest commutes of all our guests.
Well, I mean, my best commute is just walking around my dog for traffic. Rolling from my bedroom to my office, that's my best commute. But I had to, and you don't know the Valley, but Tempe is where ASU is at. And then Carefree, Arizona is like really, really north. And I worked at a resort in Carefree, Arizona, and I worked in Tempe. And it was before the 101, the freeway was even built. And I would have to take the frontage road, which is Pima. And it would take me about an hour and 15 minutes one way. But my air conditioner, I rolled a Honda Prelude. Loved it. Just out of college with my Honda Prelude. The AC went out.
Not in
In
Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah. So I get there at like 4 a.m. and go and work out in the gym and take a shower. And yeah.
What, just so you didn't have to drive in the sun?
I was like sweating. I was like, yeah, it was balmy. But
I mean,
I was able to get in a workout and shower. And then
so an hour and 15. I think we need an asterisk next to that one. It's an hour and 15 minutes, but there's all these other things that make that 1 hour 15 minutes worse than someone else's. So if we do have someone else on the leaderboard that has the same as an hour and 15 minutes, you instantly go above them because you did it without AC in the middle of Arizona, which, having been to Arizona, is not a fun place not to have air conditioning. I did not like going outside that much.
I know we went to Sedona, and I felt like we almost killed you. It was very hot. It was very hot that October. It's not this October. So, Callie,
What?
you're in for a treat.
Glad to hear it.
And with that, well, we love you and leave you. But before we do that, Callie, how would you sum up Holly Norton's career of Work Sucks?
Oh, putting up with stupid people.
Holly, you have worked with a lot of stupid people.
So many. But it teaches us how not to be, right?
Learn
You'd
how to
hope.
be filled with gratitude and say thank you to people by working with people who don't do that.
And if you can't laugh in this field, you'll cry a lot.
The t-shirt right there. Well, this has been absolutely joyous. Thank you so much, Holly, for joining us. We really appreciate you. I'm very jealous that you two are hanging out with each other next week. I will have huge amounts of FOMO.
Minneapolis 2026.
That's where we'll all be. Yeah. Okay. And with that, Holly, we're going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I love the way you summed that up. Yeah, just lots of morons that I was going to say Holly's worked with, but Holly has had to put up with. Like, some of that stuff is just so stupid.
Yeah. Kudos to Holly, man. Having a sense of humor is a huge asset with all of that.
And Holly has it in spades. So the thing we forgot to do is, like, if you're not following Holly Norton on LinkedIn already, do it. Holly Norton from Strunk HR and the Strunk Group doing some absolutely awesome things. Like, if you're not following Holly, do so, because she does some awesome stuff in HR, but also does some awesome events, as well as my co-host Callie, who also does awesome events. But we talked about that enough.
As does Toby, who also does awesome events.
Yeah, not as good as you. Not as good as you. Anyway, before we go, let's tee up next week's guest. And I have a quick story about next week's guest, because actually next week's guest recorded the pilot episode of Work Sucks, which we had to burn because it was so libelous. It was so full of salacious information that I couldn't even edit out the stuff that was going to get legally in trouble. So we are going to try again with Kirsty Baggs-Morgan, organizer of another great event involving HR. We're going to try again recording that episode without Kirsty getting herself in a lot of hot bother. So with that, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye.